Hidden in Texas, a town where clothes are optional. Stay with me, what you find may surprise you. There is a place in Texas that exists just beyond the edges of the map, a community spoken of in whispers. For most, the idea of an entire town where clothing is optional sounds like a fiction, a fantasy, or perhaps even a provocation. You might imagine it as a place of unchecked wildness. You might assume it is a pocket of rebellion. But tucked away in a quiet corner of the vast Texan landscape, such a place is real. It is not loud, it is not intended to shock. For the people who call it home, this life is simply their ordinary, a calm and deliberate choice to live without the layers society expects them to wear. From the main highway, you would never know it is there. The turnoff is an unmarked gravel road that winds past sun-bleached fences and sprawling oak trees. It looks like any other rural lane in this part of the state, leading to what seems like just another collection of modest homes under a wide, endless sky. But once you pass through the simple unmanned front gate, the world transforms. Here, neighbors tend to their gardens in the full light of the sun, their skin bare, an everyday rhythm within a quiet nude culture. The story of this town begins not with a grand declaration, but with a simple need. In the years following the cultural shifts of the 1960s, small groups across America began to question societal norms, including the deeply ingrained rules about clothing. In Texas, a state known for its fierce independence, this impulse found fertile ground. Adherents of what they call social nudism or naturism sought places where they could enjoy nature without the barrier of fabric. Initially these were commercial enterprises, like Wildwood Naturist's Resort. The Armadillo Resort places people could visit for a weekend. But for some, a weekend was not enough. They wanted a life. A timeline of this specific community would be informal, passed down through stories rather than recorded in official documents. It started with a handful of families who purchased a large, isolated parcel of land, far from the major hubs of Dallas or Houston. They pooled resources and began to build not just houses, but a shared philosophy built on respect and trust. Over the decades, it evolved quietly, deliberately, and away from headlines about controversial customs. To understand this place, you have to understand the people, and they defy any simple stereotype. They are not all youthful idealists or aging hippies. Walk down any path here, and you will meet a cross-section of humanity. There are retired grandparents who moved here to escape the constraints of their former lives. There are young families raising their children in an environment they believe promotes a healthier body image. There are single artists, writers, remote workers. Their bodies, like their stories, are diverse. All shapes, sizes, ages, abilities are represented and accepted without comment. One resident, a woman in her late 60s with a warm, welcoming smile, shared her story. She spent 40 years as a nurse in a bustling city, always in uniform, always conforming.
I felt like I was wearing a costume every day. Here, there's no costume. It's just me. And people see me more clearly. Women, no clothes, but people, not objects.
I don't want my kids to grow up with the shame that I had. Here, a body is just a body.
Why would someone choose this life? The question hangs in the air for any outsider, and the answers are as varied as the people themselves. Yet, a few common threads emerge. They are woven together with words like freedom, acceptance, nature. For many, the primary motivation is a profound sense of personal liberty. They describe the feeling of sun and air on their skin, not as a novelty, but as a fundamental return to a more elemental, honest way of being. It is a daily rejection of the artifice imposed by the clothed world. A world that often judges by brands rather than character. Body positivity is another powerful motive, a theme that surfaces in nearly every conversation. In a society saturated with idealized and digitally altered images, this community offers a radical counter-narrative. As one source notes, nudists come in all shapes and sizes. No one is judged on body type. Residents speak of healing and seeing real, unaltered bodies of all ages and conditions. It dismantles shame and builds self-esteem. There is also a deep connection to the natural world. To walk in the woods or swim in a lake without fabric is, for them, communion. Not exhibitionism, but immersion. A community built on the principle of freedom might seem to an outsider like a place without rules, but the opposite is true. This town functions because of a strict, though often unwritten code of conduct, one that prioritizes respect, safety, and consent. Respect, safety, consent. The most fundamental rule is deceptively simple: respect for others. It means no staring, no gawking, no unsolicited comments about another person's body. Privacy is sacred. Photography is forbidden without explicit enthusiastic consent from everyone in frame. Visitors are reminded the moment they arrive. Behavioral rules maintain a family-friendly atmosphere with clear complaint procedures. Infractions can mean warnings or permanent expulsion. Newcomers learn the customs, carry a towel to sit on, ask before photos, quiet, practical rules that protect everyone. Invisible structures allow this freedom to exist. The world of social nudism is shrouded in misconceptions. Many arise from a culture that equates nudity with sexuality and deviance. The most common myth: this town must be a hotbed of promiscuity, a lawless, hedonistic place. Residents are weary of that stereotype. They correct it. People hear nudist and think orgy, one says. The reality: we're more prudish than most. Strict behavioral codes prove it. Resorts across Texas echo the same guardrails. It's often more controlled here than at a public beach or nightclub. Another myth: everyone is a perfect specimen. The truth is beautifully human. Old and young, slim, large, scarred, tattooed, differently abled, no one is judged. Not a reclusive cult. They shop, work, pay taxes, vote. Privacy is practical, not antisocial. This is not a fad, but part of a century of naturist history. Health, nature, and a rejection of rigid mores. Everyday normal, potlucks, yoga, garden days, quiet lives, not controversy. The very existence of this community poses a silent but profound challenge to mainstream American norms. In a nation where public nudity is largely illegal and often feared, residents keep their lifestyle within private borders, adhering to state and local laws. Yet the choice forces a conversation about liberty and the meaning of public decency. Daily life here is a gentle protest against body-negative culture. Many nearby adopt live and let live, but one sensational story can change everything. When storms come, residents answer with quiet outreach, guided visits, simple transparency. They demystify, showing peace and normalcy, not chaos. Clothing signals class, profession, identity, conformity. Shedding it steps outside a primary system of judgment. They argue connection should be based on personality, character, and shared values. More than life without clothes, it is a living experiment in community, acceptance, and freedom. The American tapestry is woven with many threads, some unconventional, yet undeniably American. They are not asking the world to join them, only for space to live in peace, according to their values. In unadorned honesty, they challenge what we think about bodies, about shame,